Well, it was another tough session for the market after the latest read on crude oil storage rose to levels. Well, let's put it this way. The Energy Information Association saw a massive surge in crude oil, matching the tone of the API report from yesterday. Total crude now at a record 528 million barrels, and that doesn't even include the strategic reserve. However, there's one big winner in the market today, and I've been pounding the table on this for months, guys. I hope you had it. Children's Place. The number 4 percentage gainer for the day, up 18% on stronger than expected earnings and great same-store sales. By the way, that special report I told you about, stocks to own now that rich folks are spending, I finally finished it. It's on my website, wstreet.com. But the biggest news for everyone watching this show today, the ADP employment report. You probably heard about the 298,000 jobs created in February. Well, the consensus was 188,000. That's great. But the real encouraging part, men are going back to work. In fact, goods-producing jobs increased at 106,000. You know how good that is? It's the highest level ever for this report from ADP. Mining up 8,000, construction up 66,000, manufacturing 32,000. I mean, you got to remember, these jobs were the epicenter of the Great Recession meltdown. Men working with their hands in skilled positions, a large part of that invisible America that spoke loud and clear on November 8th. When these jobs disappear for too long, remember, workers, they look for other opportunities, so those skills aren't passed along and they're not taught to anyone. Hence, the current dearth of skilled carpenters and other craftsmen that are needed for things like the rising housing market. These are good-paying jobs also. They move the economic needle. I want you to check out the average hourly earnings just last month. In mining, $27.61. Construction, over $26 an hour. Manufacturing, almost $21 an hour. These jobs are coming back on the same day President Trump met with Elon Musk and others on infrastructure, underscoring just how important this is as part of his agenda for our country. Here to discuss it, Natalia Luis, who met with the president earlier this year, right, Natalia?
Right, Charles. Thanks for having me again.
Now, you own a construction company. You're probably seeing this firsthand. Tell our audience what exactly is going on.
Well, you know, there's a change in attitude. There's optimism. We're beginning to see that we're getting back to the market economy that we fundamentally are. And in our line of business, it's incredibly important to trust that the funding is sustainable and that it will be consistent in order for us to invest both into the infrastructure that we need to perform the work from an equipment innovation level, but also into the human resources.
Right, so it's capital intensive. You've got to make a lot of commitments, and there's got to be a certain level of trust. So what you see, it's obviously early. This is only the second month for President Trump. But are you seeing that needle move? Are you seeing that level of trust rise? And people believe in your industry that President Trump will push through these promises he's made, particularly on regulations like that have held you guys back.
So I can tell you from my perspective that we started hiring 2 months earlier than we ordinarily do. Obviously, we've had an unseasonably warm winter. But that said, our backlog is sufficient enough for us to do so. And we feel very optimistic that it's going to continue. So not only have I invested heavily into equipment, into hiring additional workforce to the tune of about 25 to 30% more project-based seasonal workers who hopefully will become permanent employees. But I've seen my counterparts also invest. I've got a counterpart who's reconstructed an entire asphalt plant in expectation of this coming year. I've got another counterpart who just bought 40 or 50 tandem trucks, which is a $6 million investment.
Wow.
So we see it happening.
It's absolutely amazing. Natalia, congratulations, and thanks for coming on the show tonight.
Thanks so much, and thank you for keeping the small business voice at the table.
Always will. Thank you.